Hello friends, welcome to our channel Market Wisdom. Again in this video, I'm giving my setup details for intraday trading, which are very useful. I found it very useful to catch the intraday trades. That gives me very good return as well in the intraday. That you might be also observing on the calls that I'm giving intraday. Uh, so to get my more updates, you can join my Telegram channel. I have given the link in the description. And with criteria that I uses for intraday trade, those are generally from Nifty 50 stocks. Okay, and I always come to this NSE site where I can see the sectorial indices. On that particular day, if let's say market is in good positive mood, market is in up move, this particular sectorial indices page, and I see which is the sector moving on the positive side, with percent change on the higher side. Okay, so if I come to this page, I can clearly see, okay, Nifty IT is having a this is Friday data, and Nifty IT is percent change is more than any other index. So that gives me an indication that today the buying is happening in the IT index. So in IT index, if we go, we know we know that from Nifty 50 or Nifty IT, the higher weighted stocks from Nifty index are Infosys, TCS, Tech Mahindra, HCL or Wipro. So we should concentrate only on these stocks for intraday purpose. I'm going to tell you how I use the different indicators to get the move intraday. So the criteria for selection for a stock for me in intraday is on that particular day, which sector is running on the positive side. If Nifty is going on the positive side, okay, I don't dare, or I don't want to go in the opposite direction as market is going. So just go with the flow. If market is on the positive side, select the sector which is more on the positive side, which is higher in percentage on the positive side. Out of that sector, select couple of topmost stock that will help you to get the maximum points in intraday as well. Similarly, if Nifty, let's say, on the downside, on the giving short opportunities, then I come to this page, I see which is the Nifty 50 index on the downside. Let's say on that particular day auto is on the downside, then I select the top stocks from the auto index, like Maruti, Tata Motor, Hero Motors, or Mahindra and Mahindra, like that. So I don't do great things. I just makes the things simple. uh, just want to go in the market flow. No need to do extra things. Just simple techniques to select the intraday stocks, and basic indicators will give you good profit in intraday. So that's how I go. Now let's move to the different indicators that I use. Thank you. So what I have done, you can come to the trading view. In the trading view, I have added couple of indicators which I have tested personally, and which worked for me very well. Okay, so that you can check from your side as well. So the first indicator that I have added is CPR by KGS. Okay, this is very good indicator that gives us central pivot area and resistance, couple of resistance on the upper side and support on the downside. So this I used very much frequently. Okay, so let me show the settings for you. Yeah, so if we go in the setting, here we have given this setting, daily pivot. I am representing it by lines. Okay, daily VC, daily TC, and daily resistance. I'm taking 3 resistance on the upper side and 3 supports on the downside. So R1, R2, R3, those will be mentioned on the chart, and daily support on the downside, S1, S2, S3. So those will also be mentioned on the chart. So other settings I have disabled. I'm not using, as I'm using it for intraday purpose. Weekly pivot also I'm using, and on the bottom extreme end, daily previous day high and previous day low. So these are the two remaining two indicators that I use. So this is the only setting that I have done for this particular indicator. And for Infosys, so this is Infosys chart. Let's look at how it is working for Friday's scenario. Friday, that is I believe 9th of September. Okay, 9th of September, how it works. So let me enable it. So right now I have disabled it, so I'm clicking on show. So it will show me something like this. So the central area is this one, these lines, these indicate central pivot area. Okay, and as we spoke, This is the previous day high, which is mentioned in the yellow color or orange color, you may call it anything. So this is the previous day high and previous day low. Here it is mentioned in orange color, and on top of that green colors are indicating the resistance on the upper side, S1, S2, sorry, R1, R2 and R3. So as I mentioned, we have given three, I have mentioned three resistance on the upper side and three supports on the downside are mentioned over here, like red points. So you can see this one, this red over here, then this second red and this third red. So these are my supports. So this indicator is giving me intraday levels that I can check for. Okay, so what strategy I use generally? So if a share price opening obviously above yesterday high and above this CPR level, central pivot level, then the stock is in bull run. Okay, or stock will show positive or bounce side up move in that particular day. So that's the first rule that I'm following. And as we can see, Infosys opened over here in this above first resistance, and it took in the first candle itself. This is 15-minute candle. So for intraday I use 15-minute, 5-minute and a 1 hour candle. So generally I use 15 or 5-minute candle. So there is no hard and fast rule. If I change it to 5-minute, then also the levels will be the same. Okay, so let's check now on the 5-minute candle. So if we see, it has opened on the above this first level of resistance, and almost it touched the resistance R2, and it came down. Okay, and in most of the part of the day it has traded in the resistance in between resistance 1 and resistance 2. So you can see it has taken support at the previous day as well. So that is a good sign if intraday, if we try to consider. So how I take generally trade depending upon this. So what I do, if it is stock is opening above resistance 1 or near about resistance 1, then this CPR indicator giving me stop loss as a this central pivot I am taking as a stop loss, so which is 1473 for intraday, or 1475 that we can say. So that will be my stop loss for that particular day. Okay, and as it is opening above yesterday high and first resistance, I am keeping my stop loss around this area. So that is how I use. And you can see as soon as it crossed this resistance 2, it has given a good up move. Okay, and in the up move it retested this resistance 2, and then again it has bounced. So this is how and it in fact it crossed this resistance 3 as well. So this is how I use this CPR. This CPR indicator will give you the stop loss level. So let's say if we take example of Tata TCS. Okay, so let's see how it has worked on that particular day. Yeah, you can see in this chart it has opened on the green line is our first resistance. Okay, it has opened around that, and it came to the support which is CPR. So CPR always acts as a, so basically these lines they are like as a, acts like a steps. Okay, if any stock or index opened above CPR, then CPR acts as a support. That there you can place your stop loss near about that. Okay, depending upon some other indicators as well, you can keep your stop loss around this area. If let's say it has opened between CPR and first support, then in that case first support can you can give as a your stop loss, right? So like this this indicator give us a good support, and where we can trade. So as soon as it crosses this, like resistance, first resistance, it has given a good up move. It has retested and again it has given. So in intraday trade you can use these levels as a support and resistance. That will help you definitely. Okay, now I will move to the quickly move to the next indicator that I use particularly combination of couple of indicators that gives me more precise stop loss level, and that helps me. So if you see on Friday I was giving confidently 17 I believe 17,780 as a stop loss, right? So if you see on this Nifty, if I look at the CPR, then first CPR it was giving me a 17,782. So I was mentioning 17,780 as a stop loss for all the long sides. So this is how I come to know the stop loss, or how I apply the stop loss basically. Okay, now let's move to the I will create a separate video on this CPR by KJS, how to use this. But for now, just intraday purpose, you can use this indicator like this. Moving to the next indicator, that is PP dynamic zone. Here what it does, what it gives us you know buying and or what we can say, a demand and supply zone, that will give us very good idea like how to use this. So this is demand and supply. If you see on the chart, it is giving red indicator over here and green indicator over here. So that gives me a demand and supply. So here, as soon as red indicator and price moves near to red, it becomes a supply zone. Selling comes from here, and in the green zone, demand comes, and from here generally a bounce comes. So this once this red line cross by stock, then it means stock will move on the upper side very fast. And on the downside, if stock breaks this green indicator, then almost suggests that stock is moving on the downside. So this is the rule that you can keep in your mind. This is how I use these indicators as a supply and demand zone. Okay, these dynamic zones, and in combination of CPR, if we apply, then we can see over here, see this first level of resistance over here, indicating green line, was a supply zone over here, and sorry, demand zone. And CPR wise also, it has taken support over here. So just below this, with the help of these two indicators, we can get support and resistance or target prices as well. So if we apply it on Nifty, sorry, Infi chart, then let's see how it shows. So here also, this previous day high, it acted as a support for Infi, and where it's supply and demand zone, let's see, let me, okay, green line was our bottom support for Infi, which is around 1776. And if we see by CPR as well, the support is coming around that area. So 1475 or 1476. So green indicator from PP dynamic zone, and CPR also around that area. So that is a good support area. So in a intraday, if we see Infi coming near to that point, that would act as a support, and there we can initiate a buy trade. Likewise, we can trade in the intraday. And from target wise, let's say if it is crossing this second resistance, then our target would be third resistance. And dynamic indicator also red indicating around that area, that is 1500. So there we could have booked the profit. And as soon as this candle, 5 minute or 15-minute candles crossing this red indicator or respective resistance, we can continue in that particular trade. So this is how we can or we can we can move our stop loss little upper, or trail our stop loss. That's what we can do. And this is how we can use the combination of CPR and dynamic zones for intraday purpose. So this is how I use. These are the couple of setups that I have. And along with that, 5 EMA, already I have created a video. Maybe I will give you the link in the description. But yeah, this is also I used, but I use it for shorting, particularly any stock or any what we can say, any index. The logic which I used, I have already mentioned in my 5 EMA strategy. Along with this, I apply CPR and dynamic zone. So let's say, let's take an example of ICICI Bank. Okay, what's happening in that. So in case of ICICI Bank, yeah, it opened at the first resistance, then it second resistance, then it came down and it traded around that green indicator. And 5 EMA strategy, how we use it, like you can see these lines are away from this 5 EMA indicator, and we would have shorted over here, stop loss keeping at the second resistance. It would have given a good trade. But more or less, this 5 EMA strategy I use for the shorting any index or any stock. That is how I use. So these are a couple of three indicators that I generally use for intraday purpose, and that helps me get a good amount of points. So 5-10 points in intraday, if we get from Infi or TCS or TechM or Reliance kind of stock, then it makes our day, right? So this is how these three indicators I use. I hope these indicators will help you. Please watch out the settings, and try to create the same settings at your end as well, and you can use these indicators. That's it from this video. If you have any questions, you can ask me in the description. And please do like, share, subscribe my channel. Thanks.